Abo desi awana ya wisi fima minu seke nungu sukuri nuto ni fambule mina kabo plenty kushe. Today na this we platform of greatness what we call redemption. We continue for launch a group with focus in this electoral justice issue and many other issues them where they make we country not grow. Now a group where get people them, where intelligent, where researched, focused, and they don't do a lot of work, of which Pajalo, now a researcher and a coordinator for coordinate all them things there, now the Community Institute of Progressives. Today, we can talk about all the Afab Jati Jati. When I mean Jati Jati, we can talk how we get minerals. We know they reflect on the country economy. You know they reflect in the company, the country in development. Monkey walk, babu eat. Then they pull the minerals in our country, but we know they enjoy the benefits. They want them where they enjoy them. Look the under. We will get the resources. Look, we see them now, right now as I talk. Monkeypox, they ravage the country up and down, and will not get the kind of healthcare we need. So today, me and my colleague, they can talk about the issues there. But for let una conceptualize, make una understand the issues them for profit. Me go ask him questions. Would we do the research? But he is a teacher. Make it break down. Brick by brick, block by block, nail by nail. Make una understand how them put this corrupt enterprise together with the ravage we country inside out. Then be talk say, no more again, they can't see enough will happen. But it's all cliche, all window dressing. Now it even worse, past how it be happen today. So Pajalo.
Yes, sir.
Pajalo, tell the people they do today.
Good evening and good afternoon, good morning. Today we're not even able to play music because we sit down backstage, they discuss what we want for can't talk till we late. So we just come on abruptly like that. So now go forgive me for that. You see, from last week to today, all man they all are Koidu Holdings this, Fatima Bio that. Are we really paying attention on the real issues in Sierra Leone? Are we? We really understand what's in the gun in Sierra Leone? From 2023, we don't get election. We, for the first time, now summary, then give it, they not give it results. From there, we jump from one foot to another foot to another foot. Then say they make tripartite. Now the implementation. Wait, then can't tell where all this committee don't meet and they discuss this, but not a series. Are we really paying attention in Sierra Leone? The Sierra Leonean public for move away from discussing the deviations them with we politicians and they cow it. Then we understand one thing, we politicians them then get a plan. We need to understand them plan for able to see through what in and they work towards. Koidu Holdings, how we come about?
Pajalo,
Yes, sir.
I not cut you off. I like the way you put them. Things that they happen under bed. We dey pants bed, we don't know.
Who they Allah?
Do ya? I go ask you this question, like how,
Right.
and I go ask you a question, but the way I ask you the question, I want you talk to the country, like how Papa they talk to APK. You say something they go on. Like what thing they go on, so talk to me. What thing they go on?
You see, the first thing where people and get for understand, everything they've been as earlier now about control of we resources. National as well as international players, then they connive. Now they don't succeed for compromise with politics. What do I mean? APC, SLPP, line not there between them or the executive them.
So difference not there
And
anymore.
the supporters them now then get difference, but the executive them now one plus as one mondo.
I like that. I like that.
One plus as one mondo, all man.
Mm, mm,
Me, I know, say
mm.
this thing, what they happen as Sierra Leone, if anybody feels an accident, not to accident. If anybody feels say now things then they happen where the international community now then they direct them, now we not take hack up on the international community. The international community, but the involvement of the international community is being directed by local actors because they don't promise them certain benefits. Now exchange, now barter system they go on. But at the end of the day, we gold, we diamond, we iron ore, we oil offshore. Then go continue from mine them until thy kingdom comes, say you not get penny for benefit from them.
Nothing for sure for it.
Nothing. As a matter of fact, right now, the contribution of mineral resources to we gross national product is less than 1%.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
It's less than 1%. No matter all the noise what they make, we don't go give 40 billion yonder. We don't go this yonder. It's less than 1%.
You know,
We get to pay attention. We get for talk, but now talk after we don't think. Now not the talk no more na sadun.
I like the way they play on today. You they ask the papa, me they ask the peking. Me they ask you the question them. You they answer. I am just dumbfounded for Yerise. The pepepe, where will he get by with mineral resources? He as little as that, what you just
Recently, they announce say, the annual profit where the country get from minerals, I think now be about $20 million. What is $20 million?
for a whole year
$20 million in for Sierra Leone as a country.
with that train where I see the rush from Los
95, 95 wagons.
Yes.
And that train goes 3 times or 4 times a day. I be don't send, let them investigate almost time that train they run. 95 wagons. And then wagon and they are not too sure about the size, but I'm very sure they are between 20 to 30 tons per wagon. They are not up to 40 tons.
That is astronomical. That is crazy. That is jackanimous.
And who do you think benefits from all this? That's a question we need
That's like they ask you if not to we the people in 1%, not to we the benefit, not to we the enjoy. Then they dig and we country. Since they drink water, load it drunk. Then they enjoy. Then they check the check. Now we the foreigner gutter. Do ya? Who that you feel say the benefits is benefit here? Now we
Not the political class. Not the political class.
the one that we not give we
Get
result.
arrangements and get covert arrangements. When money they come, then they shape to themselves. Me and you not know. We should not be afraid to say some of these things.
In kickbacks.
Kickbacks. This Koidu Holdings, all the noise about them, Now something misfire.
The family,
Now
waiting
something
they call
misfire.
it take back by English. That's not money where they pass on the table. Now bribe.
Mokofe, what you call mokofe?
Now bribe. Now this they do it. Then they take money, they know they write under the book. Business they take place. People and they get better. Then they buy houses them all over the world. But the people them where get the sovereignty, when they get the power, they shoot now they lie. So me brother, what we gonna do as a people?
They show on the standard of living.
Pajalo, what we go
Now
do?
they people they buy $1 million water houses overseas.
And watches.
Left na watch na part of the smaller things them where you go look at. Some of these guys, if we get to know the properties they own overseas, some of these guys, if we get to know the bank accounts they have overseas, especially in East European countries, you'll be surprised.
Very upsetting. What we go do?
There's a lot we can do.
Well, talk to me, brother.
Educating the people of Sierra Leone, let them know the truth. The truth is the only thing that shall set us free. Because the politicians, they get the upper hand because then they succeed for divide the people them. Then get that way when they deal with certain people. I no men down and they. Now we be say no to them. I no men boy, na APC. Well, when I know one thing, when I Norwegian citizen, I not get for stand election as a lawyer. I not get for change this forever. So anybody who thinks say I am doing this because of APC, stop that thought today. Stop it.
Pajalo, I want to ask you something. Because it don't become a cliche. Every Sierra Leonean way open a mouth on social media, they talk about the truth. Now, who's kind of talk about? Because the truth, all man they talk say, and they talk the truth. Now, so now which kind of truth you they talk about? Because we need for no dance in there.
Beyond true what they talk, I get data for back everything that I say. I don't say what I don't find out.
Talk to me, brother.
One, the first and foremost, Koidu Holdings. Now we look at in history. How did Koidu Holdings come about? That company they call Koidu Holdings today, Octea. How we start in Sierra Leone?
Talk to me, tell me the historical perspective.
When the war they don't reach a level where they're not able to feta again, because the RAF been don't take a different position about fighting the war. They were fighting what is called an asymmetrical war. You either they attack here, the next day you either go attack yonder, they attack yonder. The Salon army could no longer cope because they were ill-equipped. They not get air power, they not get nothing. RAF in the ambush holds them. One even one my friend, he died on the ambush then day. Lancelot Grant, who been the lecturer at Jala University. He died on the ambush then day. That Amagosi area. You understand? I went to his funeral in Freetown. So, the one that been there in power that 10 day, we been they call themselves NPRC. Because then we get one point clear. There are certain things we need to say it for the people to understand.
Yeah, right.
It's not to create dissension, but for make we understand some of the gimmicks where they go on at Sierra Leone and how we connected to our resources. When the RUF was started in 1991, it was all about getting rid of the APC government of President Momo. Along the line, what's happened, what's not happened? One group in the RAF, they decided to come to town using military boys for overthrow Momo. And not to Salon no more happen even in Liberia. When they send Charles Taylor for go start a war, they come for realize if Charles Taylor reach Monrovia, he not go hand over power. So they decided to create another group led by Prince Johnson, IMPFL. Now in come Monrovia, he killed Doe. You understand?
Yeah.
But that did not end the war. Just like where some of the people in the RAF left Camp Freetown, then instigate small soldier aboard them, then can overthrow, then surround them. That did not end the war. I could remember vividly in May, either the 3rd or the 4th of May 1992, when the so-called leader, I say so-called because some of we know say Forest Sankona be a pawn, not to be leader of the RAF.
Mhm.
The so-called leader of the RAF was interviewed over the BBC through a satellite phone. That time, I think I been get connection with this group. What's in the name self where the Isibo been there. Then you been get this other fellow, Govi or Goli.
Yeah.
Then so they were able to communicate with Fudesanko. Now I say, them been gonna bush for pull the APC. Now the APC don't come out, but it look like certain people them, no one for call them. Now in the interview ask and say, but how them go call you? They don't know side. They say they know side. When they ready, then go call me. They didn't call him. So the RAF took a different dimension. They become more destructive and more dangerous. And begin capture places and corner this and that. By 1994-95, the government in Freetown was like not able to fight the war anymore. They were losing soldiers in the battlefield. Ambush will take place, asymmetrical war. You go here attack Nakambia, you here na Moyamba the next day. So
So
they,
wait, I dey come. This
they,
thing,
let
this
me
thing.
just finish this point, sir.
Now just a
They
quick thing I want
decided
to.
to contact a mercenary group in South Africa who get experience fighting guerrilla warfare because this group they don't fight in Namibia and other places, Angola, etc.
Mhm.
That group, executive outcomes, came to Sierra Leone. They had helicopter gunships. They had battle-hardened officials, black and white. Then the war started becoming in favor of the government. The arrangement told them been get about payment of executive outcomes was that they should take mining lands in Kono and pay themselves. How the RDF been get operation pay yourself? That's when PRC make operation pay yourself with executive outcome. Then executive outcome form a company what they call branch energy. We start the mining Akono.
Mhm. Mhm.
Branch energy been there with them up to the time of the FRC overthrow. But branch energy at the time of the FRC overthrow was like they went quiet.
Mhm.
But they were not quiet.
Mhm.
They were in the backwoods training the Kamajo into regular fighting force.
Mhm.
They give them all the military training, they arm them with all the modern weapons. This is how Sierra Leone has been. It's all about people wanting power and power being a purpose for resource control.
Mhm.
Even to that election, then go make way people and they all have, but now with electoral justice, etc., it's about resource control in Sierra Leone.
Mm, 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 mm. We don't dey talk am.
We want to control
People dey pay attention.
saying this.
Mhm.
Now we don't reach a point where some of we know a little bit about the background of things in Sierra Leone, where they see danger they come. Executive outcomes. transformed into branch energy. Branch energy by 2002, 2004, they became Koidu Holdings. Who are the people in the executive outcomes? South African Jews.
Can
So
you
we have to answer.
repeat that again?
The people in executive outcomes, they were South African Jews.
For those who have ears to hear, who that get ears for yeri. Daddy, while you pause, you take your breath. You say something earlier where I want let you take your torchlight, you go back to. And I go phrase them, I go praise them, I go praise them in a little way where it go look like parable, but not to parable.
Mhm.
Do ya? You want tell me say the war will be take place. Now somebody sets fire na a house. That is, he sets fire for make it get a necessary end. But unfortunately, they never control the fire.
You will ever see this film Blood Diamonds completely?
I watch them.
See 'em?
Yes. Because
I
it's like
want
you say this now
people
acid. Now acid will go wrong. Now
know
acid
to
will
know.
go wrong. Somebody set the fire for clean
Mhm. Now
strike.
they come, now the question and the answer. So
Uh-huh.
I want the people of Sierra Leone for know. I want you for know say
Mm-hmm.
Blood Diamonds as a film
Mm-hmm.
is not a fiction. Parts and they pan own a fiction because not to Salon the actor.
Mm-hmm.
Parts act na Mozambique, parts act na South Africa, parts act na London and New York.
Mm-hmm.
But as a film, the events where they narrate, the reason for the events is 100% correct. There were covert and overt forces involved in the RUF war, and it was all about control of the diamond fields. Now, that situation is growing bigger. It's no longer about diamonds alone. There is iron ore in Tonkolili. There is oil offshore. There is platinum. There are other metals involved, rare earth metals. Why is it that it is at this material time then for Fodombi and Koidu Holdings? Ebo, the SLPP bring Koidu Holdings la salon. They'll say I'm straight. 1994, the people that have been there in power, we've been they call themselves FNPRC, we've been getting National Advisory Council. Say then they advised the military boys. These were the same people who converted themselves into the SLPP in 1996, led by Ahmed Tijan Kaba. So we not get any business for Sino to be SLPP and NPRC. We see them, daylight.
So then John came here. Come here.
How na be? Now, Isabi say,
Then can
Isabi say the kukujumuku na part of the tactics. Not so?
then guy inside orange. Then John green, no then guy inside.
No.
Oh. So that's
These,
why
these are the things Sierra Leoneans should be paying attention to. I always say, if Fatima be fat in a public, they laugh, not to me business. If mother be suffer on belly, not to me business. What's in my business is why then do that? Because then they do them for a purpose. You understand? They don't do them by accident or by mistake.
yeah.
We all then are. Where sometime between 2018 and 2023, we see lavish visits in Lebanon, not so?
Yeah.
Word begin pass around, say they don't get host there and this and that, not so?
Yeah. Then we already say they go honeymoon. Of all the places in the world for go honeymoon. Why Lebanon? Place where unstable. They get unstable. In fact, they not get government. Why not they of all places should they go for honeymoon?
Mm. So
Because I already say when they go honeymoon, a place like Paris, they
there is
go.
a pertinent question we need to ask.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to find out the connection. That is incumbent on every true Sierra Leonean for find out. Is there a connection between that Lebanon visit and the pressure on Koidu Holdings to get rid of a Jewish company and bring another set of people from the same Middle East? Another saying so it be, but it is a probable hypothesis.
It makes sense to me. It makes sense to me, especially where at the Yeri, a country where we get government, then get a designated person for labor. You get the designated person for Ministry of Mines. That you mean get mines minister, you get labor minister. Then you get how you call them labor union. Then you get miners union. Then the person when at the head of government talk say is anywhere.
Now you don't left one before they can't throw the post you at the head of government.
Talk to me.
Sierra Leone is a signatory to the Extractive Industry Initiative. We get office we then call Sierra Leone Extractive Industry Initiative. And that Extractive Industry Initiative, one of its purpose now for ensure say transparency and fair play in the mining industry, especially where it's connected with valuable minerals like diamond, gold, etc. You may want to ask, who runs that office? Why is that office quiet? When this is the material moment, that office, along with the Minister of Labor, along with the trade unions, therefore sit down with Koidu Holdings and do some kind of bargaining for get this thing corrected. But SLEITI is so dead quiet because it is under the office of the Vice President. The Minister of Labor is so dead quiet. The Mines Workers Union is so dead quiet. Who is taking care of the welfare of the people of Sierra Leone? I may want to ask. Who cares about the people of Sierra Leone? And if it is Fatima, what is her expertise in taking care? Now we there say the people of Kono, then where for them, where they lost their job, then where for them one protest. What thing then go do next? Then go middle, then bribe the one they were able to bribe. The whole thing die down. If they're not able to make it die down, intimidation and other things will come in. Is that the way to govern a country?
You know,
there are so many questions, but Sierra Leoneans not they pay attention. We they talk. We like for talk
well,
about
if only the people that they pay attention.
who that lie, who that this, who that suffer on belly, who that suffer kwashiok. Oh, that's not the issue.
The truth of the matter here is, for the very first time, it is visible right in front of us. Say, we country, when it comes and governance, will not get none. Government, it not exist. Political parties don't exist.
Don't delude yourself. We have government.
You know.
But the government is not for the people and by the people.
Well, that's the same thing. We talk so. Because at the end of the day, a government is there to serve the people and protect the people. But look how Guinea they violate. Look how Guinea they violate.
My brother, we don't have a democracy. Let's stop fooling ourselves.
Exactly. And this is the whole point I'm trying to make clear here. Look at where Guinea they violate with territorial integrity. We get army and government. And those are the two entities that are supposed to protect the country. They sit down there, Guinea brings sand, then bring stone, then bring iron rods, then beat block, then build a whole garrison. The government not say,
and if
the army not say, but the army brother, but yet we go here read the president, the Timap Bamba Ode, they talk say, if anybody try, if anybody test me, I'm not a commander power. Nobody will pull me. If anybody try any nonsense, I go give him bullets for bullets. But why is he not giving the Guineans bullets? Why is
Well,
he not voicing how
they
his
say,
outrage?
listen,
Why is he not
man,
doing that?
why not a total load boy, no load baby?
But that's why it look. That's why it look, because I find it really, I'm extremely ridiculous, because he stood there. He said it clearly. He said, anybody try any nonsense with her, if they shake it, they whap. If anybody try her, they go give him bullets for bullets.
Yeah,
And why is he not
because
giving
one the way
bullets?
they make bullet for bullets, they not get bullets.
You have a government where one of its sole responsibilities, now we country in territorial integrity. You they protect them. You protect your
I
people.
want let you say and direct. That is stated in chapter 2 of the
Yes,
Constitution.
yes.
Articles 5 and 6 of chapter 2.
They are failing colossally because
No,
Sierra Leone is an experiment.
they are not failing. Let us stop saying the government is failing. They are not failing.
They have failed.
They are executing a plan they have, which only seeks to protect them, not the people of Sierra Leone.
My brother, Sierra Leone are an experiment. And the experiment now for know how not for run a government. And that's why they pass out distinction.
Mister.
How not to run a government. How to run a government badly.
Mister.
Sierra Leone, we don't top the board.
Mister.
Yes, sir.
You see, let we stop for delude we self. Since 1961, except for a brief while, maybe, Sierra Leone has never had a democratic government. Okay?
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, before 1961, we had a de facto one-party state. Before we get independence, the people running government business were operating under a de facto one-party state. Because it was SLPP led by Milty Magai, chief minister, and ministers from the SLPP. So the mentality of multi-party, the mentality of open governance was not even there before we got independence. If Sierra Leone is to talk about democracy, I want people to understand that it is now we are fighting to democratize our mentality.
Yeah.
Because democracy is a state of mind.
Yeah.
It's not an electoral process. The electoral process is a part of the democratic state of existence.
I'm glad the way
I'll make one point. You've been saying something just now, where in one stop you say, la wait lay down. You see, what's in the gun at Sierra Leone? We get for looking beyond what in we they see. Because not to what you they see, now the reality. Let we stop for delude we self say we not get government. We get government. But the governments we've had are nothing but oligarchic government. Now oligarchs that we get.
Yep.
Anybody who gonna power, he go there for himself, in party them, and in fumble them. Even the political parties where then they lead, not all man they benefit from.
Mm-hmm.
SLPP when they na power, so but good people they wanna SLPP die hard, but they are not benefiting a thing. When the APC was in power, the same applies. So what's in the result? Because certain people they are aware say we country get potentials in resources. Now everybody wants to be head of state. Rather than we understand the problem, we can sit down and make conclusions. So they don't put the bar low for presidency. No, it never went low. People are having the awareness that if you don't become president, you might not have access to the resources. Solman effect. And that is taking us back. Rather than we unite for fetch because with a divide and who they benefit? Foreigners. Now with the Siam, I'll tell you this, I'll not get proof, but I am 50% sure that the attacks on Koidu Holdings are a product of breakdown somewhere in a covert arrangement where now they want to replace them with somebody who will give new kickbacks.
It's like where Chief Man and go for Google shape them we fit today.
Right. Go
You
ahead.
know, you talk something where just ring a bell. Where I want for put on there, where you talk for say democracy is not in our DNA. Because
No, it's in our DNA, but we are not practicing it.
SLPP, now the oldest party
Mhm.
at the sub-Saharan. When they open that party they can see 54. They do elections with the protectorate kind side governance. They make cabinet, we get a first minister, and all of that. Now be just SLPP. No other party no be there.
Other party.
Why were they so hell bent for doing one party when I only one party there?
Because that's what
Because
they
the person way led the private members bill, now me or Uncle Chief Bibero. Chief Bibero, now he bring the private members bill in parliament. And you know that second emotion in parliament?
Mm.
Now, this man here, the chief na Matru John, what's in the name? Goba. Now Goba, now him second emotion in parliament. That's the APC not from here too. APC not from here too. It was only one party that they afraid their own shadow. There not be ever one competition.
Then we want legalize them that day.
Yes, it's like we posse they run 3 miles. Now in one grade they run, but still look behind the back and somebody will overtake her. Then 1967 elections,
Mm-hmm.
a new party win the elections. When they swear they in, they go overthrow them. Between 67, 68, we get 3 governments. Three.
I mean,
SLPP come out.
SSPP, NRC,
Johnson Smith the young come.
now
Then
NRC.
yes.
They been get a AF voting center.
Amadi Rogers the young coup. Where they
Armed Forces voting revolutionary movement.
yes. Now 3.
Amadi Rogers and Patrick Conte
Yes.
from Pujam.
Three.
Both of them are from Pujam.
Because one of the commission officers them, then the other one is a non-commission officer.
Yeah.
Me brother. Then Chaka Stevens come, then bring Chaka Stevens come. Number 4. So now 4. Just inside 1 year.
In 3, it passed 3.
You see, these are all the things.
68.
Uh-huh.
The first thing he did was he called for a national government of unity. He bring in people from the SLPP into governance. Some even got ministerial posts. Then they not to say then say me as Siam because that are they free now at the secondary school.
Yeah.
At the grammar school. That's what they say.
It's a big grammar.
And notam.
So when you look at that, just at the inception, then the Kapu Kapu, then inside the SLPP, we don't break away. SLPP break away to 3 places, 3 fragments. The first fragment, now the PMP, where now 10 lawyers them, Cheka Stevens, and who this other man, then go from PMP, Pikin. That is People's National Party. That party did the arrogance, now they show the clear mentality of the Sierra Leone educated. They thought because they are lawyers, them na the creme de la creme. Everybody else na chaff. What did I fail for realize? In leadership, it's not about book, it's about carrying the people along with you. So then break away, they go, nobody no follow them. How they go, now so they come back inside the SLPP.
Say some go back, some no ever go back.
You know, some can end up now inside the APC.
Yes.
So can end up inside the APC. APC can 61. This PNP business what they talk now before 61, before 1960, before APC that the APC
Let
that the 20th of March
me
them form.
PNP was the product of the SLPP convention in Bo of 1958.
Yeah.
Because now that convention day, now they the split begin on the SLPP,
SLPP.
with some left, some can PNP, some left them in Sidon and Sidon Saful. Then later, when the Madingo Jama of Freetown say, let we form our own party, they brought some of these SLPP in and formed the All People's Congress.
Well, you left something behind. Now that convention day, there was a leadership challenge because there was a constant war inside the SLPP, Magai versus Magai.
Yes.
So Albert, Ian Pasheki, and Kerifas, I call him, and Batan Macaulay, Abu Koroma, Masali, and Goba. No, not to Goba, not to Goba. Goba. Now this man here, when a lawyer, na Bowman, Navo them. Yes. Then break away. Because final leadership challenge day, Magai beat Samilton by 1 vote.
Yeah.
And the elder people say that is not going to happen here. The man where they do a good job
by force, so according to what he may understand from his namesake. Because I always tell you, say, my namesake, Boy Jalo, I've been both schoolman, the only Boy Jalo of both school. He was a founding member of the SLPP, but he never took public office. He been sit down in job as dispenser. Milty Magai wa tell we can go na inform na songo. If they stop to we, then can sit down keep company. Because here Milty Magai, then be woke. He told me to be the practice medicine.
Yeah.
Both alone have been the dispenser out and to be the
they call them druggists. They call them druggists at that time.
Yes.
Yeah.
According to what's in that party been the talk, the elders then prevail on Albert say, this now your elder brother. Let him lead the party. He don't carry age. By the next convention, and not go get the energy for continue again. You can quietly come in.
It was prevailed upon.
But whatever the reason, there was a split between the young generation of the SLPP and the PADEM. Now I make Albert them with the other younger ones.
They move. They feel to say na academia the lead country.
980 day we get na Sierra Leone. What do you get for a side?
For me.
I want let you get 1 point clear before they go forward.
Yes, sir.
What's in having the factor where instigate Albert Magai and Shaka Stevens for breakaway from the SLPP? Do you know? They were the two people who were charged with the duty by the British government for do an investigation and recommendations
for the mining.
How they go minimize diamond smuggling. Because by then, Sierra Leone Selection Trust, SLST, and they get control of all the mining lands, taken down to Pujam. They recommended what was known as the alluvial diamond arrangement, that then for Gilland to Sierra Leoneans, now the district, let them self mine and sell to SLST. Then SLST formed a company called Diamond Corporation West Africa. Why West Africa? Because they wanted to have a mandate to operate in Liberia so that then go they stop the smuggled diamonds from Kono through the border into Monrovia. Okay? Albert Magai was the secretary of that committee. Shaka Stevens, as mines minister, lands, mines, and labor, and at the same time, because he gets experience in mining, he was made the chairman of that committee. These two guys
Yeah,
had deep knowledge about the resource base of
and I
Sierra
don't
Leone.
cut you word because that be a serious mine unionist na Lonsar at that time. Now they even pull in him with Sabia. That be a mine that be a union.
About control of resources is the reason why Sierra Leone has never developed.
Yep, yep.
And I know into all them
Na kapu kapu.
yes.
Na kapu kapu de depa.
It's not about the resources being for Sierra Leoneans. It's about the resources being for control by a few people.
So now we come back to this subject because we don't get a little digression, but it is all
Why don't get this digression?
yes,
Because these are backgrounds that are
yes.
connected.
It is all good. So you tell me about this fire here.
Mhm.
Then set the fire. Then not be expecting the fire go burn the house. No, the fire begin to burn the house down. So then go find mercenary for can help them for hot the fire when are they self put. I mean salona case. You set fire for one house.
You get far, you start far. Then you not get water for hot the fire. You know they run go to the mountain.
You go to neighbor. They let you water. Salo. Honestly, the thing is, everything about we country now either play cook or a die or tic tattoo or
That's what you am. You know how much benefits then they get from all that and teacher too.
I didn't tell you. Or the other game over they play with small church because it's just funny because I remember I been to tell somebody the other day. I say, no matter how you look at the situation, matter be you get one function. And we get for tell them thanks for that function. Because previously, the country began bandaging at the foot. But that bandage, they wouldn't bandage the foot. Then lie to we say, now explain the foot, explain. Now, matter be you can pull the bandage, oh, can now say a big penda. Mm-hmm. And this penda now, it don't septic, it don't get necrotic tissues. We get for clean them properly and give them antibiotics. It has to heal. So we got to tell and thank you for that because you see the way we in they do things, it don't overdo them. So now it don't make an expose. We can
But
see
the say image salon divide, you're not able to stop the divide.
well, it can't widen the divide. Not to equal that, but I can't widen now. Now he can't widen now. And I'm glad like that side. Because when they ask him one question on climate change, they say the country they flood. I say, oh, that they got out of the flood. They say that they got out. They ask a question. They ask a question on on an issue, specific issue, climate change. Before you answer the question, what you don't do? When they chop the tick them, we go left for chop the tick them up the hill, where will be a buffer for reduce, the erosion.
All over it's not forest the country.
The man not understand the question at all. He say, oh, they got to the door from. They can't create the all. Then the other thing when they ask him, they say the country divided. How you go do for bring the country together? They ask him a question. When a social question they ask him, in a location, no, you bring a gamma location. Say, oh, not to be divided out. They will not divide before I can. They laugh. These are the people we choose to lead our country.
Is that what you get?
When you look at from, honestly, it is painful, it is hurtful, but again, you cannot help. You see the humor of it.
You see, I can always tell you one thing.
Uh-huh.
And I think you don't begin to understand my position now. If we want to change Sierra Leone, we have to take away the vexation. You know what you do?
Mm-hmm.
In as much as all what they go on so wrong, if we not input empathy into what's in the happen, if we take them on the level of vexation, we will always be doing wrong things we go make we country get the crisis, the
Mhm,
growth from one point to another.
mhm,
At this material moment, we shall don't reach, we need to expose the truth about how and why then things shall they happen. And it has always been about who is in charge of the resources, who controls the resources, and those covert forces that are coming in to dip their hands in our resources. Take the example of Frank Timis and his African minerals.
mhm.
1996, Frank Timis came to town. He was lodged at the Cape Sierra Hotel. He wanted information about Sierra Leone. Somebody told me, oh, one man they pay, he need geographical information, this and that. I went to this place, I saw this man, we spoke. His mission was he wanted to know so much about Sierra Leone for him to start a business in mining. By the time you say Jack Robbins, Frank Timis don't form a company called Sierra Leone Diamond Works. They started mining diamond in Kono. Then came the Chinese, Lawrence Sibo. You understand?
Mhm.
Then be done day before the overthrow of President Momo. But when the Chinese came, they had an agenda of wanting to become Sierra Leonean citizens because some of them did not feel comfortable going back under mainland China.
Yeah, from Hong Kong.
Then rent office na Shaka Stephen Street opposite I call that church. That church where they just next door by electricity house. That house where they call Coffee Nickel House. Now they
Uh-huh,
and Sibo they been get the office.
uh-huh.
They were the ones who came with those FM transmitters and gave to the government of Sierra Leone in the last days of President Momo. They had an intention of coming in, doing business in Sierra Leone, one of which was
Then they do passport pictures in there as well.
in mining. Then came the overthrow of President Momo. Some people who were with the APC, who later showed up in the NPRC, they knew about the arrangements with Lawrence Sibo. Now I bring this passport issue people and they talk about. You understand?
Yes, sir.
You see, when you look at Sierra Leone, you understand Sierra Leone, the complexities, you they see nothing but Sierra Leoneans conniving with foreigners to do rogue business against the welfare of Sierra Leone. If
Mm.
people like say, how we great grandparents, some of them been connive with John Hawkins and other Europeans for sell their own family into slavery, now that mentality we still get.
When I come out,
Koidu Holdings, now fet inside fet, we get for investigate them. It's not about Koidu Holdings not paying the workers what they are due. Because if it was that issue, then before sit down at professional level and negotiate with the company, say, yes, we can understand, but this is the contract, this is the arrangement, you are bound to fulfill it. Why is it that now it don't turn cause and effect? Oh, some people we don't go take money, not to so. So other one thing, you know, we go there and say, no, we not they give again, we don't give too much. And so if we do not give, we not go clear out now. Now would they pass so? Go ahead, sir.
hey, brother, this talk where you talk, so it just remind me of when we go protest and do a campaign at the United Nations.
Mhm.
When we come out of the meeting, we come on a door. When they interview me, that is exactly what I said. I say APC and SLP, then they in connivance against the people of
That
Sierra.
is clear now.
And a
I
lot
know
of people, they come, oh,
this
no, you know, if you don't say so,
that way
but I knew it.
specific. It's not the whole membership of the political parties, but the top echelon of them two political parties. Then they in connivance. It's
What
clear. It's crystal
we
clear.
we not talk about the ordinary membership.
Mm.
Now the oil where they panta.
Yes.
Now just themselves to themselves. You remember some time ago where I talked for say Sierra Leone the system. Now the only political people and the people of Sierra Leone, the ordinary people there. But the politicians, they are not partisan.
They are not.
Then are the stratosphere. Ngaruma. Mwalele. Mwalemia. Just themselves. And then they up there. It's like where oil they pantap water. We na the water, then are the oil. Well, up na the stratosphere, where then are oil. But political party politics not involved with them. Contracts, deals, employment, osusu. Like we read the way they talk na 10 years. We constitution not say 10 years. But they talk with confidence. You know? But I do not know why the Salon people, they wake up to that reality and see, say, then guy there, then they in connivance. But maybe after all that in there will not happen, they go come to that realization. Let me tell you something. Sierra Leone, over 50% of Sierra Leoneans are Muslims. Prophet Muhammad pan Suratul and Nisr 475. You know what he say? He say, not allow, he said, not oppress nobody, make nobody not oppress anybody, and neither don't allow anyone to oppress you.
Well,
I repeat.
You don't interpret the Quran. You
don't Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, bless his soul, he clearly talk to the people. He said, make them not oppress one another, and neither make nobody not see don't allow anybody to oppress them. That Nasuratul and Nisa. So
you as a Christian don't quote the Quran. Now let me quote it in the Bible. Because myself not a Christian, but a sabi the Bible, I do BK. Do unto others as you want done unto you.
Exactly, the golden rule. Well, let I read the explanation of the surah. Surah Al-Nisa emphasizes the obligation of Muslims to stand in defense of those who are unjustly treated. It encourages them to actively resist injustice and ensure that the rights of the oppressed are upheld.
Are we doing that in Sierra Leone?
They're not in my. This
I'm asking a question. Are we doing
another question? Is no. But yet,
the Sierra Leoneans who are ready to do that?
My brother, not to maslasi, missy. I not like for call this lady in name. Because you know, say Sierra Leone, where woman they upline in Fatima, where they can't feature all the civilized, they call themselves Fatima. If you not Isa 2, where you can where they upline, where you can feature, you know Aisha. You know? Anyway. So where Fatima can feature. It go inside Maslasi. All man no say Usai man and you know, woman no they go there.
Yeah.
The equivalent of the pulpit. Now the Maslasi. Now they see Fatima team up. Then give a microphone and they talk to people. Inside Sierra Leone.
Who do you go blame in that case?
The Maslasi get board of governors, he gets imam. The people not say fee before that the way they talking nonsense and they clap for her. The country mix up. You know, one thing that we don't talk on this platform is very important. You know, that trauma diagnosis, it is real, you know, and trauma, it can affect people in many ways. And one of the ways them where it affects people, it reach a point, they're unconcerned.
I asked you a very important question and I'll balance that question. Do we have people in
Mhm.
Sierra Leone who are ready to correct what is going wrong in Sierra Leone?
For now, right now, I don't
Mhm.
think so.
Why don't you think so?
Because if you're not Muslim,
Mhm.
Muslim na a very, very principled religion.
Why don't
And they can't be brother, please allow me. And they can't. Because this is very fundamental here.
Mhm.
Then divide the maslasi. Woman and get your side, man and get your side.
Mhm.
There is no account where woman for gonna the money side. If then they allow Fatima because he married to the president for
Mhm.
break the rule inside God the oath and
Mhm.
not to the mass, not to the imam make the law. Now,
Mhm.
according to the laws, them what the prophet, they addict them, they put. It is clear. Say enough will happen. But they allow a woman, they go outside the man and they
Okay,
go right outside the imam the team up for preach.
let me come with a follow-up question.
Yes, sir.
Now that we don't identify that, and you feel say there are no people in Sierra Leone who can take up doing the right thing, doing what is ethical, doing what is moral.
Mhm.
Don't you think what we do here is to correct that nonsense?
Yeah.
Or do you think you don't have the capacity to do that?
Well, what I'm saying here,
No,
I
don't say.
agree with you.
Do
No,
you
I
have
agree with you.
the
Yes,
capacity or don't you have the
I
capacity?
do.
Well,
But the
finish.
question where are the raised now, yeah, it is not about the exception, not the norm.
Mister, I have always told you, Babu, I like you up powder banana, Babu. But if you want the Babu to be something else, learn the art of plastic surgery, maybe,
Mhm.
or the science of plastic surgery. You see, one weakness about the Sierra Leonean society,
Mhm.
we keep grumbling about what people do wrong. Let us focus on what we have to do to make it
That's what
right.
we are doing here.
And we are not here to instigate crisis, we are here to educate. And one of the things
And,
I want you to begin to tell the public,
mhm.
because it's not a secret society we are running,
Mhm.
there is a group of Sierra Leoneans all over the world who are ready to take up an advocacy for things to correct themselves in the country.
And we are registered.
And that group is not a political group, it's not partisan.
No.
Every Sierra Leonean is welcome to join that group, irrespective of your partisan interest. You can be SLPP if you believe that the direction Sierra Leone is going now, is not right. Join us. Let us put the pressure that we need to put nationally and internationally for things to work out. Because if we continue like this, I dey tell una this today, by 2028, let us be prepared for a crisis. Because then go do all them talk and this and that. Madabio is not going to hand over power in 2028. Madabio know say oil they offshore, they don't begin mine it.
Oh, my.
Madabio know the benefits where they come out on Kolili. Madabio, we not even know if not then they behind this Koidu holding for kick the out and bring their own people. These are all hypotheses we have to look around. And if people have that economic interest, and it is clear that that man has an economic interest because he gets an extravagant lifestyle. They buy 50,000 watch, he ride this thousand, hundreds of thousand motoka. So that's the kind of person who will never want to live where he's getting that money. Do we have to wait until Sierra Leone goes into another crisis? No. Are we citizens of Sierra Leone? Yes. What does the Constitution say? The Constitution says sovereignty belongs to the people. And sovereignty belonging to us is not for us to be cursing and fighting each other. If Marabio wants a thief, when the time comes, the law will take action. Well, let us concentrate on What strategies are we going to use to correct the situation without having to go into a conflict?
You see, all what you say make huge sense. But at the same time, we not get for dilly-dally, they talk. You see, the truth, where you talk about earlier, where I talk for say Sierra Leone and they get obsessions, but they say, oh, the truth, I want to tell them the truth, why tell them the truth, and they vex. But what people that they fail for realize, the truth, it come with a particular kind of identity. Do you know people don't like the truth? The truth is a bitter pill.
It has always been that.
It is very bitter.
A lot of people got killed because of the truth they stand for. Jesus
So,
was killed not because of his religion. Jesus never had a religion. He
so
was killed because of the truth.
me they say things them. Sometimes, I don't worry about the consequences because some of the consequences have to naturally,
And what are the consequences
you know,
we are afraid of?
the worst way going to happen, the people that take charge of the country. When that's not ever happen at the country, and at that time of you want to see. Because for me, the consequences where me they hope for, now for let the sovereignty belong to the people. Make at least we not get a semblance of democracy, let we get real democracy. This is the reason why, Community Institute of Progressives, we don't register in Sierra Leone, we register in England, we're in the process for registering in America as well. It's a worldwide organization. It is party neutral, it is gender neutral, it is tribal neutral, it is religious, it is religious neutral. The only thing where would they try for make concentrated because it's too diluted, now nationalism. We have to be Sierra Leoneans for once. We have to be interested in we country. You see, what man can with history, what's in our history? Put the prefix, his story. Let's make it our story, not his story. The story of the colonial master. Because Akiso vex why they are Sierra Leone and they call a master. They are not a master, they are occupying army. They occupied our country against our will. Well, now, then give we history. That is their own point of view, their Eurocentric view. Then we try for the Afrocentric. Then we start thinking.
Have we written our own history?
Well, these are all the things. These are all the things we are talking about here. That's why we are here.
Writing our history.
The history where we get now history, his own, His Majesty, Her Majesty's story. It is not our story. History, HIS. Pull that prefix there, his. Let them take it. That is theirs. And let us add a new prefix when our story. Let it be our story. Because from time immemorial, where would they believe say we don't get independence? What's in our independence? We will take charge of we own destiny. We take charge of we own borders. We take charge of we own economy. We run we own country according to we. We get we own international relations, free from outside interferences. Right now, we are so full of outside interferences because even with elections, then they pay for them. Now the foreigner they pay for them. We and they come, brother. We census, then they pay for them for we. With all the minerals what we get, if the minerals then they meet the purpose where we get them for, they add value upon them. We begin a profit upon them. Do you think we gonna need for go beg for local all election? Do you think we go to another country for go beg for local census? Do you think we go beg for everything that we country? We get a man where come out talk for say him main purpose where he take a presidency. they go up and down at the world or go try for build we country a reputation. But unfortunately, the man will say in a bill we reputation. Now in the menace to the country.
Let me just ask a question.
Yes, sir.
We want to talk about independence. How do we get independence?
That's
Because
26.
we are not independent.
Well, we not fight like how other people fight for
No,
us.
it's not a matter of fighting. It's not a fighting issue. Independence is not a thing about war.
No, what I'm saying fight. You're getting. I think you are misconstruing what I'm saying here.
Mhm.
You know, when you look at places like South Africa, you look like places like Kenya, you look like places like Zimbabwe. They did not get it easily. They did not get it easily.
Okay.
The way we get them, it was more.
I want you to listen to a very serious point that Sierra Leoneans are not paying attention.
Okay.
Independence is not when you fight to take control over resources.
Mm-hmm.
It is when you change your resources inside here to understand how to control your resources.
Of course. That's correct. That's
Sierra
right.
Leone will never be independent if we continue to think the way we are.
It is mental.
Independence is a mental process.
Yes.
Democracy is a mental process. We are as we think and will become as we think. Because since 1961, we have been thinking the same way that the British made us think. That is why today we are the most confused nation on earth.
Well, then take off the shackles. But they're not taking our women.
They never give us shackles. They never. Now get this clear.
But
In
how
the
many?
colonization, at the come, I want to allow me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm making critical points for Sierra Leoneans to understand.
Mm-hmm.
Colonization, as a matter of fact, was not only European. There is the African side of colonization. And the African side of colonization is what is holding us back. Some of the things we have as our traditional political systems are nothing but colonization processes.
Mm-hmm.
Even the role of religion in Africa is one of colonialism.
Yeah, very colonized.
Okay? Until we free our mind to begin to see the values in those institutions, until we free our mind to begin to see the shortcomings of those institutions, until we free our minds to understand that we can use our traditional systems for profit,
Mm-hmm.
not for division,
Mm-hmm.
then we are still going to be colonized. And for the European, our continued colonial mentality is to their advantage. They are not there, they are not fighting us, but because we get the Mahi mentality, the paramount chief mentality, when they come to sign contracts for minerals, the Mahi decide what to do. He gives them contract, they buy him a house somewhere, they put some money in his bank account, he is happy. Ah, don't worry, they are my people, I know how to deal with
I
them.
have to deal with them. You know.
When we talk about colonialism and decolonizing Africa, let us pay attention to the socio-psychological processes. I've always told you this, Imran.
Exactly.
If we can't get that right, nothing will ever be right.
Well, the thing is, what I'm saying here is,
Mhm.
and I don't say them over and over. I say, what we get na Sierra Leone, not to independence, na change of guards. We change the white colonialists to the black colonialists. We brother them, we see them go school, they learn book. Now them continue with a divide and rule enterprise
Because that's the way they think.
where the white man left behind.
That's the way they think.
Exactly. Because
Now
if
when we go to school, all over the place they shout about in PhD.
exactly.
In
So
all over the
if,
place they
if them
shout
be
about chosen few.
if them be focused on their Afrocentricity, who they are, and waiting at the purpose of the independence, come together, call the people together collectively. Because I don't see any society in the world will get consensus, reach the African culture.
Mhm.
But they abandon that because they have coat and tie. Then they read Romeo and Juliet, then they read Julius Caesar,
Can't I, that is their
you know.
problem.
So they, instead of them dismantle the colonial enterprise, then continue with them because it work in their favor. You remember when we they grow up?
Imran.
At the come, my brother, at the come. When we they grow up, we
Mhm.
said we get apartheid system in Sierra Leone because the which man them
It is today.
then a secluded area.
I dated today.
When we black brother then take over, they were the ones that occupy those buildings, secluded, away from the population.
Imran, now it's worse.
You know, at the come.
Worse of people talk so.
Yeah,
Go
you know,
to
so
town, you see the whole city in squalor. One part in the western part of the city has all the best built and best made things.
precisely. So
It's apartheid.
what in and do?
Because we get the mentality of apartheid.
Yes. We go to the jetty, we jump inside the canoe, we load all the things that were not important, we left with brain and at the jetty, we go. We have to come back with that boat. Come back, we can collect, we bring them. Because we have to change our mentality.
Are we sure we have a brain?
No, that night we got about left on at the jetty.
You know, yeah, tell somebody today.
We got for can collector.
Hmm?
Uh-huh.
There was some comment in a group about one or two people receiving social media content development, what from Indians. Now I say now the Indians are coming with their colonization process. I beg to differ. I say you have a right to your uninformed opinion. Colonization is not a physical process, it's a mental process. We have all been colonized and we are still colonized. They do it through the media, they do it through all information systems to get you to think the way they want you to think.
Was it
Even
not?
the education of Sierra Leone is to colonize us.
You see, my brother saying that, you take me go back to the Bible. Wasn't that the same problem what Jesus Christ gets with the Sadducees?
Well,
They try for hug the religion to themselves. Now the number for interpreter. They make them complex and difficult.
today,
Now that they happen 30 days. Because look that man at Guinea. We talk for say, I am a Muslim, but I am not going to pray in Arabic anymore. I will pray in Madingo. He said there is no God, nothing other than the Bible will say now Arabic for pray. They want for kill him. They say the money haram for saying.
that's the effect of colonization, sir.
You see,
And I want, now come back to this topic. Let not go too far. We ability for control with resources not there because we are all damned colonized.
colonize. That is the thing. I make they emphasize on
When we
that.
go up yonder, if me go up there, the next thing they think of Ebo, me said, or Richa, any investor will kind forgive me million. Because we have been brainwashed to believe that.
Papa, one of the things we make we know they think now this thing called religion. You know they make people think. If they make people then get la de da, then just sit down, allow pray, allow pray. Prayer changes things.
I want differ for you from that small bit.
Because that is what they say. Prayer changes things.
You know what I wonder you understand?
Yeah.
Look at the present generation, the understanding of life, the attitude towards life is so bad off that you dey ask why. Not so?
Mm-hmm.
You know what you do?
Talk to me.
The information highway is now the colonizer. social media. What is the trend in social media? All them jati where the people then they show materialistic prowess. Now in the trend. So that's what they copy. Me and you they talk now, we now go to that how they pan, we now will pay them.
I they talk something serious.
Now and they tell you, listen.
No, Yeri, what you they talk serious? I they talk something was serious.
Listen to this,
This
Imran.
business here where we people again,
God was used
would allow
as
me
a
pray.
instrument. Yes, I agree. But in this present generation, we are transforming from being controlled by religion to being controlled by the electronic media.
Because
And you they share every day on social media.
Salman say, he say religion, he say na money opioids.
Mm.
They give you temporary relief. But not they heal you. Why? Now for prayer changes things. No. Life, things and the way they pray for. And the things and the way they pray for. Now for communicate with God. Not to forget you.
For one thing.
Not to come. Not to for let you eat. You know they pray to God for food. God don't give you land for let you till them. He said, go ye forth and procreate. Procreation. Now for reproduce. Not to for born picking no more. Now for create wealth. Now for develop your environment. All right? And the life we live, everything about them, your life is as good as the decisions you make. If you sit down, before you make decision, you they pray. But Salman, they keep fast for go take exam. But let you see the question where you waiting. You already know the question. You know, let you know how we people are stupid. The exam where they go take. You know they go take any course where you not get a syllabus. Adika, my brother, please, let finish. The exam where they go take, not in other way they go sit where you not get a syllabus. The syllabus don't tell you all waiting you don't do and all waiting for come. If you cover the syllabus, you don't need for keep fast. You go keep fast till tomorrow. They go fence at the examination hall because you know they see them. You have to prepare for it. The decision you make, you don't go register, you don't put the money, you don't pay. This is the syllabus. Cover the syllabus. Prepare for that syllabus. Then you can go in there in confidence. You sit the exams, you pass. That is the decision that will give you the division 1. Not if I go find pastor, you get money. If you go back, you go give pastor your money, let him pray for you, for let you pass the exams without you studying. It not get for happen. And the pastor said, they take the money. The pastor not they say to you, Bobo, you don't study, you don't cover the syllabus.
Question.
You don't cover the syllabus. You can't believe for I pray for you. No matter how I pray for you, not go pass so.
Imran.
Go study.
Imran.
Yes.
I want to ask a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know the difference between learning and education?
Talk to me.
All what they talk about that process of colonial auto-suggestion where they lead we to learning. And because we have more learned people in Sierra Leone, that's why we are not developing. The process of education, it is very few Sierra Leoneans. You know, in education,
Talk to me.
all what you don't learn, you are able to use for profit. In education. Religion not only the problem. The problem is we have been brainwashed to the extent that we believe things that should not be believed. As a matter of fact, everybody forgets a religious outlook. It no matter whether it be satanic or whatever, because there has to be a spiritual connection between you and the universe. Okay? But depending on the mystics, it's not religion, it's brainwashing. It's brainwashing. People are brainwashed to believe in the mystics because there is a manipulator somewhere making profit from it. Check. Alpha man, what's in duty? I for make profit from manipulating people. Pastor we get congregation and they can give money every day. And they preach, praise the Lord. And they make profit.
Mr.
I
John,
hope you get the point where they make.
I get you
When
point.
you come into the politics,
The thing where me they talk about, you don't deviate
I
away.
want to argue this. I wonder we.
It's not argument. And they put a premise.
Mhm.
And a one way. Now the same place we did. The life of the live. You got the spiritual, you got the physical. Prayer is spiritual. The physical not got nothing to do with prayer. If you know was,
Yeah, talking to you.
I they come. If you know
I
was,
am praying. Do you believe that?
I they come ladon.
As I sit here and
If
pray,
you know was,
Mhm.
now physical, you they smell.
Yeah.
You know they pray not for smell. Now was you they was. The things them where spiritual, they are not tangible. You know they see them. You know they hold them. Spirituality, now a unique feeling.
An experience.
Now an experience, exactly. But the physical thing, now like your family, make farm, go work. You know they pray for work. If you pray say for let God give you work, you got to fill the application form, you got to grab every morning, you go work. But there is a confusion there. The way we they teach we religion. We feel to say the spiritual, whether the supernatural, go come forcibly it change things the way physical for we. We they look for miracles. And miracle not they happen every day.
If I can come in,
Yes, sir.
also the European teach you that too.
Now we get that day.
Our cultures then teach you that.
Now we get that one day.
Okay? Our cultures them we modify and input them into Islam we make alpha man. Islam not get alpha man.
You know,
Now we cultures we modify, we
sir.
put them into Christianity, we make them Adejobi. The Bible not get Adejobi. You never read about Adejobi in the Bible. I make I say, not at you, the religion.
I just wonder how people then go be so bad to themselves. Because to be honest, we don't talk this now. Redemption. Say with the self-sabotage we say. Look at your brother them within America and your sister them. Over 70% of them are the geriatrics and then they work with the old people. Them. Whether they wash them, then they clean them. When person old, it they get what they call different mobility, they get different impairments. One of the impairments na mobility. You need slow down. Then you get mental impairment. And get different kind of Alzheimer's,
Dementia, this, that,
dementia, all of this, you know. Then get the chemical messengers, they work right again because you don't own. So now a big industry in America, it not gets nothing to do with cost. But we Africans, as you rightly say, when they go yonder, then they work with their old people there, and then they get their antumot, and then they get their quick. But na Sierra Leone, politicians they thief their money, they live a long life where the general population not they get, because most people in the general generation, you get lucky if you reach 40 years old if you not die or craze. All right. So when we don't die, don't go. The only people that where they live long, now the politicians. Like for instance, now you see.
I'm not a politician, I get for live long.
This is serious.
I'm not a politician, I get
This
for
is
live
really
long.
serious what they put to bed. You see somebody like Minkailu and Yansane. Now, very old man then. You see them now when they work, it's not like they get chicken fever, when they call coccidiosis. You know? Then they call them pantimnea hookah. You know where they fall like in sick, they waiting on that tick, then they run after the tail, coccidiosis. Right. You see, then people there, then bank balance rich, then get houses them overseas, then picking and they overseas, then the very people that see them, then people that brainwash them, stupid them, right under the nose. When they're not old now, then they give them pampers, and then they swear that I will money them whether they thief. So you want to tell me, say the people in America where they use pampers, not thief and thief?
Well.
You want to tell me for say the people in America where incontinence, double incontinence, now common thing per old person. That means to say they piss by himself in the toilet by himself. You want to tell me for say they also are politicians in America? No!
My age.
But you the Yeri Sierra Leoneans, we did make bad decisions. So, because what's in the prophet Selwyn Suratul al-Nisa, he said, not oppress people, neither not allow people for oppress you. You see, don't they oppress you, then they misuse you. Just for that, you wait, stay the person 90-year-old, when he poop by himself, you talk for say, that he swear them, will swear them. God go punish them. I can see them on social media. God go punish them. Motoka go bang them. Then go die. We swear now they catch them. When something can happen to the politician, now we swear they catch them. So, are you guys kidding me? Life is a decision. Make the decisions. We go hold them people that are accountable.
Imran, it is our duty to guide our people. And guiding people, colonizing people, everything for able to control people, it takes the message. The kind of message you give, the purpose of the message you give is what creates the control.
Yeah.
If we want to see Sierra Leone change, we have to have a message that will convince our people that what is happening now is not in their favor. Not in their favor. And we therefore be prepared, say, some of the people that we even want for help, then go come back after we. Yes? Because they are still brainwashed.
You know why we did that today?
Mm-hmm.
You don't talk carefully about how the war ensued, how Koidu Holdings come into being, how it come into existence. You tell me how some certain people then set fire for a purpose. They're not able to achieve the purpose. The fire backfire upon them. You don't tell me that. And now we don't talk about how all this colonization, all this brainwashing, all these issues where we know they use we marbles, they affect we. What is the way forward for we as a people? Talk to we, please.
Therefore, think beyond what we think say we sabi. And secondly, we therefore left for simplify issues. Life is not a simple linear path. Life is a path for complexities.
Well, that man whether not what do you mean by for simplify? What do you mean by for simplify?
They come. Just allow me to make the point step by step. I'm teaching. Well, in this school, let me tell you, say now 3 states of matter. They know so?
Yes.
Now they are talking about 6 states. Well, in this school, then tell we about the state of matter, then tell we about atom and things like that. Not so?
Mm-hmm.
Now science is talking about quantum connections. They even don't get a quantum computer. They even don't talk about the complexities of we existence. The Sierra Leonean not able to think at them level they because them brainwash we for think simple. Them brainwash we for be servants forever and ever. The brainwashing did not start with the British. It started with our traditional systems, the class systems we'll get. You cannot oppose the leader. It's a crime. That's why people find it difficult to say
That
the
rings a bell.
politicians are wrong. You understand?
Uh-huh.
That simplistic way. Now this na God mark am. If we go first time, now God will effect. God does not mark leaders. We create our own leaders. And whatever leader we create, now we get. If na good leader, it'll be a good for we. If na bad leader, it'll lead we astray. So what you they say? Before we check we emotions about we collective aspirations. The Sierra Leonean emotion about collective aspiration in order exist. We only get emotions about we individual aspiration. And if I'm associated with Imran Toure, he is now president. Anybody who talk against Imran, I'm enemy
Mm-hmm.
because it's about my own profit.
Yeah.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
This is the situation we have. How do we change it? We can change it.
How?
But we have to accept one thing that whatever is for all of us has to be looked at for all of us, not for me as a member of SLPP or me as a member of the APC.
Mm-hmm.
And when they make national policies and national laws, this for be the primary consideration. What kinds of laws, what kinds of policies that will safeguard not only the integrity of the people and common interests, but at the same time establish ethical and moral standards will go make nobody not go scot-free if you break the law. Rule of law not in a Sierra Leone because we not get ethical standards. The law is one side of our existence. The ethical standard, where they make people they understand, say this is wrong. Now in lacking a Sierra Leone. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And when you have any society with ethical standards they, the law most times they take second place. Because the law is there to correct. But if the person get the ethical standard for no say, if I do this he wrong, then he's doing self-censorship. That self-censorship, they correct what in the law for go correct. And when people learn they do self-censorship, what in it they create? They create trust in the society. They not dey employ Boijalo as Minister of Mines. He go sign contract for make he get kickback.
Mm-hmm.
He go sign a contract for make the country get the best benefit. Because Boijalo know say after him, other people then they will then need that benefit.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
These are not things that are written on stone.
So not a rocket science.
To be imbibed in each of us.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't have it in each of us, we can make the best laws. We go always they bypass the law, they do nonsense.
What's the point you make law, you don't follow the law?
Because you don't have the ethics in you.
You see, this is another thing.
We think, we become as we think.
Why,
Imran,
why you waste your time? You make the rules. Then if you know the follower,
if they make the rule because he want to use it against somebody, when he come to them, he not apply.
no, not apply. Now
That's lack of ethics.
impunity to the highest level.
It's lack of
Yeah.
ethics. When people then they use impunity, there are two things that make them use impunity: lack of ethics and cowardice.
Yeah. I agree with you there.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
A coward would not misuse public property. He always afraid say first he don't can pull me now. Na trouble for me. So
Mm-hmm.
what they do? They misuse and abuse power.
Yeah.
That's when unity comes in.
Yeah.
But if you have the ethical and moral currency in you, you dey look say no, but if I do this, it's against all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody is going to want to take you out of your seat.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, they will clap for you
Mm-hmm.
for being there. What is so difficult about our politicians doing what is for the general masses? Botswana has done it. What is so difficult? It's because we lack the ethical and moral currency.
61, then got the 66.
Yeah.
5 years later,
We
and
lack the ethical and
they
moral
are doing
currency. That's why we
extremely
keep
well.
doing nonsense in Sierra Leone.
They are doing
When
extremely
you
well.
try to say it, some people will think, oh, because not to this government they in power, this man is member of that government, that party out of power.
You know,
I
yes.
have a party, I have a political party. You know what my political party is?
Mm,
It's called Sierra Leone.
exactly. You know, it can trouble me, Pajalo. I don't know if you can read this, where people can talk about legacy. Then they go come and talk for say, at least APC do this. SLP that they do this. Do you see some like country where
Talon never do nothing for himself.
nothing, nothing,
Now,
nothing.
with money would they take on with self? So that do it.
All the makeshift
The
things and
iron ore gets that Tonko Lily. 12.8 billion metric tons. We took it and gave away to a hustler called Frank Timis. Frank Timis went to Australia, Cyprus. He go take people money, involve the Chinese. When they reach you, say no able to pay the debt, then people they can take over the mining company.
now in the empty so now the mines and the empty so
Now every day, 3 or 4 train loads of 95 wagons they go with iron.
then they try. These guys are working
Now,
very hard to exhaust it.
the research I don't do on that mine, if Sierra Leone they get 20%, just 20% royalty, the country they make over $2 billion annually.
Then they try to
So
exhaust.
it's been made, but it's not coming into the public expenditure. Now this makes the politicians and get them stratosphere arrangement.
Exactly.
When they pay them next backs, then they then go outside and they go the meeting and quietly then shave all man get you. When they can a public and can make like say then they cause and effect. They will they clap for them.
You know, you get the one them way they read the constitution. They know sabi English. They know sabi Creole. I can tell people say, not to all man when they read English, they understand English. Not to all man not to all man when they talk Creole understand Creole, or they talk proper Creole, or they hear them properly. Then talk say the president, na fountain of honor and justice. You know, I
And that not say.
can sit down and they look at the situation as salon. We talk for say we president na fountain of honor and justice. What's in a fountain? Na spring. That means to say the honor, the fodom panam, like where rain the fodom pan person. Fountain are like rain, na droplets of water. Me man, you know, say I can sit down and they visualize how fountain of honor look like. How it drip on the head of state like water. That means to say everything around you is honorable. That's what it means. Then perhaps they say justice. What's in a justice? That person with fear. If you call person justice, pan British law, now a judge, now high court judge, now in a justice. That means now a fine gentleman, we're honorable in every facet of a being. Have we ever had anybody who look like waiting the constitution describe? Right
Well,
now, we get
we have it in us to be that.
right now we get all arata the common inside hole. They want be flag bearer. Cockroach the common yonder. He want be flag bearer. Bekpe the common inside hole. He want be flag bearer. Anchi the common inside hole. Grumpig the common inside hole. Arata the common inside hole.
Amen.
And
Amen.
the job where they in question now elephant's job.
It is not.
No, I come, lad on. I get the reasoning behind this. Is not poetry at the talk. This is not philosophy at the talk about here. So that job day, not for men to picking also. Now for make decisions for 8 million people. You can just imagine when they give a role for Cook Awujo, how demanding that is. Well, a president, you dey Cook Awujo for 8 million people. When you look some of them people here, when they come forward, it's a joke. Now even an insult to the people then. But the people don't even realize that. They don't see that. Me man now who sign at the wall when somebody go come out, he one can do a job, he not get any experience, he not get any knowledge about the job, he not get any qualification or any, how you call them, life experience. But Jalo, you're a very experienced man. You are talk to me because I don't understand them. Maybe you can make them better.
I want you to decolonize Imran. Being head of state is not a tough job. Being head of state and egoistic and stupid makes it a tough job. The system you're coming to lead provides all the avenues and institutions for you to have an easy job. You only need to trust the people you lead and allow them to do their job. Don't put yourself into it. In this country I live, the prime minister, when he needs some advice, he will come as down as in the street and ask anybody. This is the issue. How do we go about it? We make the job tough in Africa because we are stupid and egoistic.
I go agree with you some points. I go
But
differ
whether you
because
agree or not,
I dey come. I have
you
been out of Sierra
have
Leone
a
for
question,
decades.
I'm answering it.
I dey come.
The leadership in Africa is a tough job because when we become
Presidency is a tough job.
about
Even
us,
Naya.
the people we lead. A good leader does not put himself into the job because you are just like the driver of a car. Driving a car, do you become a metal? Because everything about what you're driving is metallic. You don't. Leadership is about your ability to use a team and use it effectively. One. Two, the protocols of leadership provides that every day you have on your table reports from each of the ministries, each of the departments. This is not hearsay. This is a job I did in Sierra Leone. I worked in the State House. I understand how things work there. Now we have leadership crisis because the people who give leadership put themselves in the job over the team they should lead. In Sierra Leone, the civil service does not work. It's the minister and the head of state. It's their opinions that run the country. That's why we have crap. And the other thing where they make mistake in Sierra Leone, we always think, say, somebody for be minister of agriculture, for be an agriculturist. No. The minister of agriculture and all other ministries are structured such that if the minister understand what he means for lead people, there is a technical division in the Ministry of Agriculture led by the chief agriculturist. They are the technicians. They are qualified in it. Give them a chance to do their job. Let them make the policies. That does not happen in Sierra Leone.
The thing where you did talk, I see you point to some level, but in another level, I can see some discrepancies.
There is no discrepancy.
Are they calm? Are they
I
calm?
take kingdom where you
Allow
dey
me to speak.
in your
Please allow
place.
me here.
Prime Minister not
Allow
to
me here. Allow me here. Because when they talk about governance, involve everybody in the society.
Yes.
Everybody they participate in it.
Yes.
When they build a when they build a country, when they build institutions,
Yes.
and then institutions they work for una.
Yes.
How then they work for una? People then they get how they call them? Then they get jobs then where they qualify per now the area, now the domain. Everybody get in your domain. Just like how God make we. You get carpenter, you get masonry, you get this, you get that. Everybody gets in your own area of work where is sabi. And everybody should be 100% committed. When we small, we do social insects. You get designated roles. You get a laborer. You get a drone. You get a queen. They all they perform specific roles for me to meet a specific need for make the country, the environment go work for them. Well, now in Sierra Leone, all man is failing their responsibilities. Because
you know why?
I go
answer and before you go forward because you don't know about the Sierra Leone system.
Please.
I'm not a guesswork when it comes on.
I'm not guessing here. I'm not guessing here. I'm not guessing. There's no guessing here. All man they do a job. But Sierra Leone, nobody they do. Look like Kwemi Denaya. Prime Minister they go on holiday. They say bomb down for Onaya. If they cancel the holiday, he come back straight, he call parliament. For them, they can decide how to deal with that issue because not only one green girl for deal with them. I don't care who side the prime minister go. In a fly camp. I remember where Aroken something for America. That's gonna be this man here, Obama. Obama went holiday. He canceled the holiday. He come back straight. George Bush back at the same thing where one Aroken camp. He left whatever they do. You see, Mother be okay. You don't want to see Mother be your left country. Something happened behind him. He run back. And they come. You know, you read the press, they say nothing. The press gets duty of care to the people. They know they do nothing. The people, them, well, now the president, he's not going to carry on. He get deputy. You know, even the people, them, no, even waiting the merit, waiting and qualify for, waiting and forget. For me, it is just confusing for me where I look at a system.
Well, it always be confusing because you want to see it as its mother be doing nonsense. It's the system that is not working.
That is what I said. That is exactly what I said.
The system is bloody politicized. If we are to make Sierra Leone a better place, we have to have a rule that will cut across and against the politicization of the public service.
But we don't get culture for follow rules. The ethics.
We get them. We are break and down.
That is the point.
Imran, if we are going to continue to give excuses for Sierra Leone doing nonsense.
That is not excuse. I am pointing out.
Well, let us say what should be done. Let us say what should be done, how it should be done. And that's what I want to do. I want you to listen to me.
I'm listening.
I worked 20 years in Sierra Leone. I'm very much au fait with the public service in Sierra Leone. And I know why it is not working. And why it is not working is not the fault of Madabio, it's the fault of the intellectual class.
I would say everybody, because the situation is
Fault of
active
the
and passive.
intellectual class. The intellectual class are the ones employed in that level.
They have
As
more to pay for. Yeah.
there was a time we held several meetings with the public service, asking them to unionize themselves so that there will be certain checks and balances.
Mhm.
They preferred the system to continue as it is with the poor wages because they know they have the ability to misuse and abuse public funds.
Mhm.
Okay?
Mhm.
Some of them say, left me la talk. And now they do assumptions. I know why we are not getting there. It's not partisan politics, it's partisan mentality. Because when you pull one party, the other anchor, now the same old nonsense they go on. The same old nonsense where Jack do, now John they can do. And when John Kai, they do and worse. That's what Madabio is doing. All the rubbish will be done, they go on as a alien, in they do and now worse. You are muted.
Doing it with steroids.
Yeah,
3 times more.
because he grew up in a culture that taught him that impunity is part of being the tough guy. That's what we need to change, not cursing and fighting. Some of them, how they talk, he may be listening to it, and I'm sure he's learning from it. Okay? Every human being get the capacity for learn.
Not pull away young, not away only go pull tumba and calculate.
If we ever make Sierra Leone a better place, we ever take ourselves from that bracket where they make we think, say, when this man talk, he they support this. When that man they talk, he they support that. For some of us at this age, where I would best sit down and enjoy my pension. I don't want any public office. I'm not looking for public office. I don't support any idiot for behaving idiotic and calling himself a leader. When you do it, I say it. If you are not happy, fine, bang your head against the wall. But the problem in Sierra Leone is the whole set of mentality, our understanding of collective existence has to change.
Now,
We cannot afford the comfort of blaming. When we do that, it's to the advantage of the exploiter. And who is the exploiter? The economic class who control our economy.
yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
Now they sit up and Koidu Holdings. Yes, Pafodi. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Well, I'm still alive, sir. How are you doing?
Me are always there alive. Oh. If you steal, me not steal. I'm always alive.
I they say because this life here I can go at any time. That make me always say,
Now me on
I
a
dare.
show stay they go. I go tell you that Pafodi. Are they have us?
So you did it was
Are they have us?
okay. It's nice to hear.
How are you, sir?
I did you fine. I'm fine. How are you do?
Fantastic. Oh, today it's all good, eh? I did read you clear, you did read me clear.
Oh, me said they do very clear. Mr.
Oh,
Jallo, you don't press the button.
Pajalo, good job, Pajalo.
Uh-huh.
Today, yes,
So
I'm right.
first of all, Mr. Jallo, this point we just last raised, now me one start. You talk
That's it.
say you say the president and the ministers that they take decisions, them now they run the country.
That's how Sierra Leone has been run for the last 20
But,
or more years.
Well, me I go on differ small in the sense the minister not get woke. Now the president and he run the country.
Well, that's
Why they
another
say so?
opinion.
Why they say so? You hear all my anytime minister can na radio or that to the public, you go tell you say, well, Mr. President, give your idea, for instance. President Bury idea. Thanks to His Excellency. Nobody know the guy with new idea.
The man had an idea and he was 20 years poor living in a council flat.
Because he came back. He came back to the point.
Now only
Say
way be president now begin think.
yes. He came back to the point. Say we then they give jobs them now for the job with the good day. No
We
they go
are
there for change.
sycophants.
Yeah,
This is what
exactly.
Basita said a few days ago. Then Napoleon came attacking the lady.
Because then people and they all now they want the way
Now I
they
make an answer and say, old women get annoyed when old bones are mentioned.
yes.
Now only
And
young women get problem.
when Kefala they all react. Keketoma react. These are all the young people away for
They
don't
are all
take
sycophants. Now me say.
away for we for don't take a different direction for meditate to go before because this butu or bow down for people away they no get ideas. Me, I go talk without any hesitation that matter you no get ideas for move a country forward.
Mm-mm.
You not get that because you need sacrifice if you want move a country forward. If you get if you take some sacrifice them, sacrifice your comfort. Well, so some point you afraid for dice for if you take them off. But
Whilst you are
Marabio,
talking,
yes sir.
they put on the screen something where I've been don't intend for put today
Yeah.
because I made certain recommendations connected
Okay.
with this Koidu Holding things. That's
Yes. Now
what leaders should be doing, thinking and solving problems. Not to forget Sidom. They tell
yes.
people how they insultive and this and that.
One other point we Imran talk about is
Mhm,
that I see in points because as we dey try for find solution, then to because like how we can talk now redemption
mhm,
we dey find solutions for the problem. We're not just they talk about the problem. They oh this person do this, that person do that. They help the situation. I agree with them. See the leader, we in a salon like that point when we try for struggle for make you understand them. The system, not the problem because Mr. Jallo, like when you talk about say where something happen behind then country, the prime minister or the president to the travel goes on side.
they
Mr.
turn back.
Jallo, anything will happen. Matter even that 20 August 2022, it turn back. It not turn back. Oh.
But
It not turn back.
the time when Guinea and Enka occupy Yenga finally was there crying for a pope that does not
Yes,
recognize him.
yes. so so I agree with that point they say because I mean it comes back to the system we always talk about. If elections are not determined by your success, yeah, determined by a tribe. Now the reason and the way they care about the change, the way you do, the impact where you create. Because then people and the way they turn back to the prime minister, if you turn back, you will not say, oh, what something will happen. That prime minister, he did holiday, not come. Where they make election as alone, he already mentioned that say Mother Bureau left this country, oh, something will happen, 110, 210, 310, not turn back. It's not a problem. It's not a problem because he knows say we can by election now for just galvanize it the people in a tribal
Yeah,
form,
yeah.
then you vote them. You don't need for do much for remain as for contest. I don't dey tell Mike Better most of the time say una lucky say na salon una dey for contest for election. If na other country dem so which people dey talk about their welfare, una no dey even think about say we dey win back, we dey win back. Now because people are not holding you accountable through elections.
Mm-mm.
They always talk say the system wey dem dey use for govern we na the wrong one. For say you just dey put one party na the south, you put one party na the north, you say they make election. It's not going to be accountable election.
But if I can come in,
Okay, so
do you know the constitution is clear about political parties not being regional groups?
Mr. Jallo, that constitution,
Are
yes,
they come?
okay,
Let me
okay,
stop
okay,
for the excuse for people doing nonsense. Now we establish the facts, say the political class, the intellectual class, are then responsible for all the nonsense with the gun. Because some of these things, the opposition party in a parliament for pick up. Some of these things, the intellectuals out there should pick it up. That it is in the constitution that every political party forget office in every one of the regions of the country so that they can cut across regionalism and ethnicization of the party. When the
Okay,
APC
that
went
okay.
somewhere to open offices, we be hearing say they be instruction not for allow them for open office. When the APC went somewhere to open offices, it was burnt down. So if the intellectuals of Sierra Leone will sit down and see all that gone and keep quiet, then they are not worth their salt, Pafode. I will
Yeah,
say
well,
it. Who don't want it
yeah,
gladdy, who don't want it vex.
yes. Well, it come back to the point that you talk say the intellectual and say they not talk 'em. They not talk 'em. But if for me, no forget say the
Mhm.
intellectual like this job within the pay them 100 million, 150 million. If they talk something, they go lost that job.
There
Oh.
are intellectuals who are jobless in Sierra Leone, but they are keeping quiet because then
No,
they have
because
hope.
then they
Then they
wait for
have
the
hope.
opportunity. Yes, they
Well,
wait for the opportunity.
well, so they are not worth their salt.
I don't tell even where you see leaders they go wrong. Where you see leaders they go wrong, nobody no get mind correct them. Not to anything, no. Now the job, now in the try for secure, or it
Well,
is for the
if fine,
opportunity to get the job.
if fine.
So,
Now we
so
continue
Mr.
like
Gallo,
that.
if we not break, Salon will continue for talk. If we not break down this system of governance,
How do
who
we
they how to
break it?
govern now for just count down to the lower level
But how
right now.
do we
So
do that when those at the top who should do it are not ready to do it?
And what they talk about intellectual class, not to just the one them way
Bafode,
na civil service. So
Bafode,
at the camp, not to just the one them way they work na civil service. So the intellectual class include the clergies, include the clerics. Some of we imam them and mufti them. Some of them get PhDs in Arabic and theology. We reverend them, some get PhD in theology. They are academics too. They are also failing colossally.
Bafode.
yeah,
I am 70 years old and I'm still a radical. Do you know why?
uh,
I'm not one of those intellectuals who believe that life is about having favor from some idiot for me to make my life comfortable. I would rather suffer than being in the favor or good books of an idiot.
Mr. Gallo,
Because intellectualism is about radicalism. Go and find that out.
Yeah, but Pajalo, you are financially stable.
I am not.
No, what I mean financially stable, you're able to
I
pay
want
your
tell us
hand to
like
months.
a few.
Then people there where they talk to, they're not able to rub two pennies together.
Most of them have more than me and you.
No, the one who take decision, Mr. Gallo, like they tell you back. The man waiting to pay 150 million as a loan, where they live a
Mhm.
comfortable life.
Uh,
For make that man talk, for make them pull and come on, we no get no other place for go get job. Now look at the people where they go and talk about. I'll come to that Koidu Holdings. When they go and talk about Koidu Holdings, people in the earn 600,000. They know when they say all the people in talking as when they earn talking at 2 million and they pay them. Where the first lady then talking at 650,000, they pay them. I don't know how much they pay them. Now that job they
the contract with me see, although I
yeah.
not get a document, sometime back during the last regime, then we enter into a new contract where they agree say the minimum wage for be 1,000 some $100 converted into the exchange rate.
No, 100 you mean
No, 1,000 something dollars, not to 100. It's
one
there.
thousand
It's there.
20
It's there.
26 million.
It's there in the contract. It's there in the contract. I've been seeing. I go ask them about now we had. I will get that document today maybe we'll discuss it.
Mm.
The discrepancy is not about the wage, it's about the exchange rate. Because at the time they had that agreement, the exchange rate then is different from the exchange rate today.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? That's the
Yeah.
discrepancy, and that's something that should have easily been handled by the Ministry of Labor, the Sierra Leone Labor Congress, and the Mines Workers Union, sitting in collective bargaining with Koidu Holdings and say, yes, this is what was agreed. Una do so. If una not do so, we are going to instruct this action be taken, which is legal.
Mr. Jallo,
At the
now you're not the
council,
only
let me
person.
just finish.
Okay.
I'm talking now as a trade unionist. When you go into collective bargaining, the employer fail for adopt what you agree on, you dey give them 21 days notice, say will they go on strike. And when una go on strike after 21 days notice, he's obligated to pay you. But if that process is bypassed by any other means, una go on strike, the employer no get no obligation for pay una. And this is the situation we have at hand now. People without knowledge of the processes went into it. That's why when Imran say the job of head of state is tough, I say not tough. Now the system they not they allow for work. What you not know, not go grab do am. Left you and the Osabi let them do am. That thing would have been solved easily. Because Koidu Holdings no say if the professionals had come into the business, they had systems they would follow, including going up to the International Labour Organization. We go send people in Sierra Leone, go impose on it Koidu Holdings, say these are international labor standards. You either go by it or we'll take action with some other international institutions. We go make una company become sanctioned. This too much. Now the past say, by my foot. If that man had the knowledge to make things work, why was it poor 20 years living in a council house? Go ahead, sir.
The salary, but I come back to the salary, like Ben Kefala.
Mm.
It is talk say, I've been be a lawyer for 10 years. If been get any customer would give him even
The
10
man
million.
not being get quote for it.
Yes, you get any customer would
It's
give him
supposed to
10
be
million.
bend 9 foot.
Now then they pay him money when they pay him. Now about they may talk say they may pay him the first day we come to the office, they may pay him 77 million and then they pay him. So imagine that money that time they been passed way more than 10,000. They tell we then come to power that time day.
Mm.
So imagine that a man will be this done the struggle for get one customer for go pay him 100,000 loan. Now they can get him 77 million loan. So Naimi can try for tell you say Naimi all of this cannot do this job, cannot do a job. Now the constitution get the problem, as always they say this excellency, we the appoint them people yeah, now for take that. Even then they are the ombudsman, they go present the to Ram. Why if you can go to Ram?
They go present waiting.
The report, the yearly report, the NEC boss, the ECSL boss, they go present the yearly report. Everybody they go to Ram yearly, you go to state house. And then people in there get for go do something hard, they get for come back tomorrow na state house for come present a report. Then they can they. You see, all
If even you have to send a report to the head of state, it's not your business to take it there. There
even
are
as
channels that you should follow. The result will go to his desk.
the pageantry, Mr. Jallo, that money, they then
They
cut them.
courier them. In those days, they get messenger them, office messenger.
Yes, like then lawyer then so that judiciary, the money when they pay them and then the judiciary, then give them host them, then give them motoka them. Would that go sit there go talk against the president, let them pull and commodity? You know
Well,
they be.
let them not talk against and
So
let things they go bad.
that's even no that's what they talk about. Mr. Jallo, when I feel, or we say we feel, we go talk say I they go do for integrity, I they go do for ethical standard, me I know you do am. Very few people.
You see what they talk about system. You not go talk about system, you left the people them out. The people them are part of the system. The man not do a job because he the president the Saga. Because he not do a job, the people them back not get an outrage. Say, come on, grab like you do your work. The press no come after her. Because that's what happens here. If you get to do a job, you negligent, you get a dereliction of duty, the press they come after you, the people they come after you, the board of governors they come after you, the how you call them people there, the union they come after you. You they get people them all over the place where they hold you accountable. But unfortunately, Sierra Leone, they talk anything they like for say that man they will sit down, he no go. If they sit down, he no go because he afraid they not Saga, or because he don't chief money, he afraid say if he go talk, they go blow whistle panel. But you find out for say leadership, no matter they talk, I always say now everybody is duty. We all get a part for play.
Now you're talking.
If
Now
we the people them, they grab up
You know,
the bottom and hold them people they accountable. Because the press, nobody gonna condemn the press naturally. The judiciary, people are not condemning them. In fact, people like in Komot can't talk for say, and I say they happen now. That's how we get now. The way you talk, some man say, hey, but I wouldn't ground, I wouldn't know until they happen. You being a grown not make you any better Sierra Leonean than the person with the outside. We are all Sierra Leonean and plans we all neighbor Sierra Leone. You know, we get a fundamental break in our society until we all take responsibility. We not go get anywhere because where things they well, you get the active contributors, you get the passive contributors. And the passive contributors, so far me concerned, they are not any different. Because if me sit down and they do Musa something wrong, I keep my mouth shut, I don't take part by the oppression of that person. And almost everybody in Sierra Leone now Muslim. Prophet Muhammad talk for say, not oppress person, but likewise not allow anybody to oppress you. Sierra Leone, when they see oppressions, they happen all over the place. It is everybody's business, but nobody know they make them a business because all man they will tell that person do it.
Imran. Imran.
Yes.
Do you think we have religious people in Sierra Leone?
No, we don't. We don't get democracy, we don't get political parties.
You know why
We
people
safe.
you know why people go close to religion? Do you know why people go close to religion?
You know, for
wait,
that will be among the Joneses for fully people and say then
Oh,
good.
oh no, sir.
Don't
We
tell
have,
me what you see.
we have been brainwashed to believe that if you don't go religious, when you die, you go to hell. The only reason why people pretend to be religious in Sierra Leone is because they hope to go to heaven. Otherwise, whatever they do after that is kafir, alaki.
Where you die, you go heaven. But you don't have this world, you not getting for it. You don't have this world, you sleep with chinch and you bathe. You sleep in a grass and a grass mattress. You're already in hell, for God's sake.
Well,
You're already in a hell.
over to you.
that touch on this Koidu holding. Mr.
Go
Jalo, you
ahead,
know
go
what
ahead, sir. Go ahead.
you know the
Talk to
problem.
Koidu
Me,
Holdings.
me question about this Koidu holding is that first of all, I want to know: do anybody know the value of Koidu holding?
What you
Then get
mean?
share the value of the company in dollars.
I don't. That's why you see this document where I've been the share just now.
Yes.
If you go patient smaller, read some of the recommendations we I make. That explain them. This question we raise so deep on them.
Okay.
If you dey look your screen, you go see say number one
Yeah.
recommendation is mandatory disclosure of mining and agricultural land contracts. The
Yeah.
Extractive Transparent Industries Transparency Initiative, Open Contracting Standards, UNGA Regulation 1803 on permanent sovereignty over natural resources dictates that nobody in Australia know we contracting and voting for both agricultural and mining companies.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next thing is establish a beneficial ownership register That is all the one the owner shareholders of the company. The government of Sierra Leone forget the register and it should be in the public domain for people from.
Mm-hmm.
That prevents corruption, clarifies ownership, and ensures
Yes.
community awareness of resource
Mm-hmm.
beneficiaries.
I asked this
That
question.
answers your question. We
I asked this
don't, so
question.
that's why I came
Yes.
up with this.
I asked this question because
Mhm.
uh, Sierra Leone, we don't get these problems repeatedly. The all the investors, the way they come to the country, or so-called investors, small thing happen, they don't get problem. Now my question is,
Mhm.
anybody will invest them people have for know their capital, for know side and pull money, like if you talk this
You
about
know
Frank
the
Timis.
history of Koidu Holdings, don't you so?
Yeah, yeah, the executive outcome where they come for come nine.
Yes, from that
So
point,
for come
it
fetch and give
changed
them.
from branch energy to Koidu Holdings. It don't change management severally. Just like how Tonkolili started with Frank Timis and African Minerals. Now we don't go to Shandong. From Shandong, now we get Leon Rock or whatever they call them.
Yeah.
We cover
So
businesses, them, with resources, they change hands without the people knowing this number two. What they talk about. This number two, nobody in Sierra
uh,
Leone has any idea of the beneficial ownership of the companies where they operate in Sierra
yes, well, me own thing now. What me they want on earth now, yeah.
Leone.
Because when the company, like for instance, you talk about like Nagini,
Mhm.
we didn't get a credible company like that meter, ArcelorMittal, not only Nagini for the do the iron ore.
That iron ore them for can start na
No, the
Simandou.
one, no, the one who be did it na ArcelorMittal. I think let me
Yes,
did na
not them, not them.
na them be did it. That one they did na all parts of the world. Na a reputable company.
Yes.
So they not go just get problem na saloon small strike. They say they don't follow up. Not a business.
Even to the world and the cow in Simandou, now the
Mhm.
Austro-American company Rio Tinto. Now
Uh-huh.
then are the
Well,
leading companies, although you get other minority shareholdings, including the Chinese, but all of them are in the public domain. When you go to Conakry now, they'll give you the names of every company involved, what in them participation, what in they get for doing as contribution, etc., etc. That we don't have in Sierra Leone. Go ahead, sir.
yes. So at the time for talk say
Mhm.
in a business, when they say business, all the business at the world, where the business them, they forget shareholders. But if the business can't then one person and get that money, they will not know say I pull money. Any small thing, the money we don't get, the business, the money we don't get, the profit we don't get, you know what I mean loss more.
Did he even have the money? Like Frank Timis never had money. He
No, I
came
know
to
that I
Sierra
know
Leone to
now they
get
can make
the
money.
government paper. Then he took the government paper to go and raise the money.
All of these get for do say we own government, they're always desperate for investment. So that
Then
desperation,
desperate for kickbacks, not investment.
Kickbacks, also the investment too. Now, waiting then they get personally in then your pocket when they carry go.
they not put them before people. A lot of people they don't know about what and they get it. But what you know
Uh,
is that they go out for let them point and say, oh, we don't bring out foreign investment, foreign direct investment. Now them man need the weekend and so. So now that kind of thing they make sure see, first of all, we not get infrastructure. I don't talk about several platform then. We not
mhm,
get infrastructure first for let industry can as alone. We not get light, we not get water, we not
mhm,
get road.
mhm.
So then three things they are now they the major things there for let somebody can like work in a country. You get water, you get light, and you get road with the pass. Then three things they are. The other thing they now well now other thing like health, when I get good judiciary, when I get better health facility, all of these things are not there. So therefore we not ready for genuine investors. So because we're not ready, now make all you want the way they can now pocket man they you wouldn't briefcase come.
Because we know they allow institutions to operate per day. It's about one man running a country.
Yes.
But for
If
the
we do
what
that,
what's in
yes,
as they talk what they talk about system. You see the whole system is rotting. Then storekeeper then so themselves they do. When they go to Lebanese, they say I want can buy 100 bags cement. I want you put 2020 bag and 2020 leons for bag. Why not 10 leons? Then you give me the receipt. Me only 10 leons, you only 10 leons. If the Lebanese not agree, they go to they work at if every Lebanese would agree. This is what happens. So everybody they take part.
What you they talk so?
Uh-huh.
Now the second stage of corruption.
Yes. You know,
The
I
first stage,
don't,
I want to listen.
uh-huh.
Don't say say I work in that country and sabi the system. The first stage of corruption, there has always been a procurement law that for make them accept for buy something, if you produce minimum 3 invoices. That Lebanese way one buy from, if they tell and say car with invoice, 3 invoice, then we get them printers, they make them fake companies.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 invoice, then they make it cost very high. In invoice, if the thing are $10 or 10 leons, it make them 20 leons. 90 day na the invoice. So there has always been this corrupt practice in
Yes,
Sierra.
yes.
You understand me? When the Lebanese give them that thing they for that price, what thing they happen? If we get for supply 100 bags of cement, if you're not careful, now 50 bags they supply. Then the 2020 way charge, that 10 extra, the Lebanese they give them back the money, then take that money, even them, then go to Minister Pa. That deal we been signed. This is what we have for you in appreciation. Because these idiots that they make ministers don't have integrity. I want in that way
Tajano,
they keep a countryside this way.
Yep.
Tajano, just normal. Say somebody get a business, international business where they export. That business day, small ala happen, you pack your bag, you don't go. We even get that good investor throughout Ebola. The business still dey go on. We own the business don't go. They say the shock of Ebola, it don't go. Now so then they give you excuse them. So therefore me, I look at this Koidu holding, all busy, the business not get
All
genuine
the mining
investor.
companies that will be in the Guinea, we all suffer same Ebola.
Yes?
They never folded up.
They never folded up because these are credible companies. People that will get shares somewhere. Look Amazon. Amazon, their shares they can go down and they can come back. Does that mean say the business? No, the business is because get shares. Any business where you want for this business will make the know for the value of the business. But we don't know
Bavode,
what's in that.
Bavode.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes, sir.
what you they say so, it come back to how we start today. One, the politicization of the system. Two, the fact that we allow we corrupt mentality for make we continue for misuse and abuse with resources. Just like how some of our great grandpa them been connive with John Hawkins and others for sell them company into slavery. Now
Mhm.
that's all leaders and they sell with resources, we they suffer. And
Yes,
I want
because
to tell you something. This Koidu Holdings, maybe
yeah,
not all them willingly pack go. Maybe the pressure we can be on them, say, okay, let's make tactics like so they fold up. Let's see what's next. Because I want to tell you something. The Jews, wherever they are, them fever fuller man. Where you offend one, you don't offend all.
I know that, Mr. Jallo. We always compare the I always
Now
let's
Koidu
say
Holdings thing, get for bring disaster na Salono.
Mr. Jallo, if any side Jew then they go to Belgium, then they na Antwerp. I don't know if you know that.
I know that. Now then
Then
control the
they
diamond na Antwerp.
yes, they wear them cap then they now they so they go do
You
like what
know,
they do
when
na
you
sir.
go now one shop with diamond and tell you one price, the
Yes,
left they go now the other shop, then a
now
lower
the same
price than they give you. Because
yes.
by the time they left the shop, they don't
You don't
communicate.
fold the other one, say they come.
They no compete. Exactly. If they just they get one other trick, like who they send us alone. We want go buy something. We no get the good and the other shop you go take for cancel
Yes,
inside get
yes,
commission.
yes, yes,
You
yes,
choose them. Me
yes.
na there I go understand them. Oh. There's even America where I go to my brother in business. Now then they control that then I mean I call it then to talk them plenty business
You see,
people they
now
make
we look at this thing critically. Koidu Holdings, Beach connection, machinery farm connection. You think these guys are going easy? They're not. Now strategy then they use like then they back out for see what we can next.
I question is still about the credibility of doing business. You go on there in a salon for so
There
long.
is a level of credibility. If you ask me why, I go tell you.
Okay, let me listen.
That group has been operating in Sierra Leone since 1995. They have gone through 2 or 3 negotiations, change of contracting, etc., etc. In 1995, if they went there poor, I am sure by now they should have made some money.
No, but that's what I want to say. And this I want to say
Mhm.
if this business now one man business or a family business, for
It's
instance,
definitely a family business. The
yes.
Jews, they're
So
not a one-man business, then they do not family
yeah.
business.
So that is what I'm trying to arrive at. See, not a business way it get roots them for say for sustenance. This na business way na family business. Now they don't come. Like say for instance, when they sell, when I get 300
What if we look at another hypothesis?
yes.
And that hypothesis gets good ground. When this government took over in 2018, there were several companies who had purchased offshore blocks in Sierra Leone. One of them was a Norwegian company called African Petroleum. I know
Mm.
some of the guys who were behind that group. Something was asked from them, they refused and said, "We're not a bribe." So then decide for fold up and left the place. What if not the same thing they happen with Koidu Holdings? They don't give money or keep certain things quiet. But they don't see say now, if we continue this way, it's going to be at our detriment.
Now exploitation will come.
Yes.
No stop for the
So
gig.
now they are standing to their ground because then get an advantage we will not they look at. They were forced out of operation by certain actions for members, top members in the society. So they can ask for compensation.
Well, all that they get for do with me for how
It's
genuine they are.
inefficiency on the part of government. Now we talk and trade before day. If they allow the Ministry of Labor, they allow other specialized institutions to handle this thing, I am sure they would have come to a point where Koidu Holdings before back down.
You see,
Mr. Jello,
you
if you
see,
somebody who
something that
I
I
know
own and really look at.
Mhm.
Them people there, we will talk about, so they don't get one respect for we because of how the politicians and they conduct themselves. You see, just now I talk about how storekeeper and the Google meet Lebanese man. Now the same way the Google meets them company there.
But
If
Leland, you no need for tell me that. I know more than that. Now I make a begin
oh,
about
so
the
so that thing there where they dey on paper, not only they on paper, they know for say the money that they pay them to this person in a bank account somewhere. Then get a receipt for say, well, can you imagine? We know they benefit 2% per we resources. What's the money they go?
You see, another thing we may they look at, not ever doubt businesses. They have more information than you think they have.
Yeah, of course.
We have had an issue of this guy, Lidecker in Sierra Leone. Maybe they've had that Lidecker is behind this thing to kick them out. So then, Seth, then begin pile pressure. What's in at the first step? Begin exposing the properties of Fatima. Yes. Now war, now some economic war they go on. But whoever is behind it, wherever it's coming from, we cannot say as at now. But it will unveil itself with time. Because even the guys them, they don't challenge the and get for go far for do thing and get for do for safeguard themselves. That was in the letter they sent to Fatima.
Yeah. So hello, me for end up for this talk here, so I
Mhm,
would still they talk about them say
mhm.
me to me I think say them people are yeah the business because the business lack transparency whether we know their capital or which wealth we don't create
Bafode, I don't want
yes
to dwell too much on
I
that.
thought the whole transaction not transparent because the man will go make the
Imran,
yeah.
you see, the geological fact of Koidu Holdings, any company where they do that kind of business, they cannot be broke because now deep mining then they do, shaft
no
mining. And they come,
I
let
don't
me
ever
make the
think say them
point.
broke.
Let me make the point, sir.
Yes.
And now the first time in the history of Sierra Leone, then they do shaft mining, meaning that the deeper they go, the better quality diamonds then they meet.
Mm.
Since independence, or before independence, now been the grabble them pantap then they dig,
They call it open cast mining.
their mine.
Mhm.
Now that then they go deeper into the kimberlite dike, the vein we get the diamondiferous rocks them. Then they meet better stones, better quality diamonds. So those guys have been making money. The fact
I
of
don't
it is there is a kickback process between them and certain politicians where sometimes they don't fed up but they say no, but then God and they rip off too much. So not
I
care
not
anymore, now close and go. After
I
us, we
know
don't make profit.
did you know you know get to say one arrive
I
at.
get
I dey
the
ask for
point.
this. I did ask about this shares because okay, if na family business, for instance,
Mhm,
me and my brother dey do business.
mhm,
Okay, we don't make so much money.
mhm,
We want go,
mhm,
want go enjoy our lifestyle. We
mhm,
want stop.
mhm.
Any small thing like when they say the board one flight and shake the tick,
Yes.
then go. But if this business establish, it get shares, that business will continue for forever. So many doubt the roots of this business. If not to know more from that 20 years, so they
Well,
no
who is
mind.
to blame?
Well,
But for
me,
the something the way I want for broke to you, maybe it will help for let you mindset to say you not go blame them people there. Yeah. Now the people that will go do business with them. You know, say there are terms and conditions and they sign contract. You want tell me for say that guy are responsible. People away they get people away they can do geological work in the country. Say they want can mine in the country. They say, okay, go come to the Casada. Then you can tell me. Papa Jalo tell her,
And
you get your country.
that's what they do it for Antimis now.
Yeah.
For Lily.
Tell them. You get you farm now. You get you Casada farm. Person one can buy Casada. You say go come to the Casada. Then you can tell me. You mean to say if I go contact, they can't tell you exactly how much they did. If you're not clever person, you go talk and say, all right, Abu, Brahma, una go come to that Casada for me. Make we calculate, let we can sell give this man. But you send them go na you farm. Say, una go contract, una check what much una able, let una can pay me with you. There is something more to read. There will people and they get the problem. As you say you they come,
yes, sir.
Avoid it.
society like before you correct. But in Sierra Leone, we get wicked people there.
Avoid it.
I dey listen, yeah.
Whether Koidu is a mafiosi company or not, the one that them is sign contract with, then get for pull their waist na do. Mark my
They
words.
reach them. Because right now, that Baba don't tell for say the godfatherism na the country. That don't show we say na gangs then we get. I don't always talk for say Sierra Leone na a criminal enterprise, na a crime scene. And if we get gang godfather them, that means to say we get head office na Sicily.
You see,
Yes.
on a very serious note, all within the been a Sierra Leone so, it is to the advantage of the people of Sierra Leone But we need to wake up and change the way they understand things. Nature is fighting for Sierra Leone, but Sierra Leoneans are not ready to take power as citizens of Sierra Leone. When I say take power, not to pass you take gun and cutlass. When you know the truth, you're able to put your politician down and tell and say, well, party, this nonsense, you do so now. And we all get here. Now we all prepared and die left here give we.
They abuse. How will they allow them?
You understand?
How will they allow them?
Look now from after this election, we don't get plenty revelations which Sierra Leoneans not been they expect. Drug dealer, election result, would not be APC executive who can confess say, now they all be agree, let Samura go to Madabio. All them things here are divine guidance for we. But are we responding to it?
No, we are not. This is the sad part. And the sad part.
Me, I go end on day for today. Una, thank you, thank you.
Okay.
But I
Don't talk
want
sharp.
to know say Koidu Holdings. A breeze begin blow, yeah? The breeze not blow it.
Okay.
What you they talk?
Yeah.
It is very justified. But that's why the country will get the system.
I am Papode. Always
Mm.
you talk, so I agree with you, but I want to look on the other side.
Salon no get system.
The other side will not they look at. Now I mean they see. Now Nambara don't can a salon so. Whoever didn't go man say
Once
Nambara.
we sign the contract, it waste they can't come out now na do. We go know waiting and waiting. Then
Yeah,
yeah.
I will come
Okay,
back.
okay, sir. Thanks for
Good
calling.
night.
But
Yeah,
I want to talk before Wednesday, me and you.
Was I did
I
just
they
call me
call
now.
you like we talk before Wednesday.
Okay, sir.
The two are they call you for no, not the talk and
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, sir.
Have a nice evening, sir.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye. Yes, fumble them. I see for the Kama say this highly intellectual and technical information you are revealing is got by 0.001% of the population. How can our population benefit from this? All of us have to take the responsibility.
all our responsibility. Yeah.
Would I able to discuss her with her? Would I able to share the link with, share with her? If you able to translate them to local Limba Mende, do I me send them to the one for understanding the area. This is not about me or Imran or you.
All of us. Until
On the other side, we have plans to begin to translate some of these things, the audio, into the national languages, let the people hear it in their own Mami language. Because here, we are not talking politics, we are talking Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone is my political party. Because each year, no matter they say, let's go explain to Osamu. Osamu, me, I no get business, yeah? Peter Dowda, they talk you, and then they answer, and they let them try.
that's then I find funny. Samura is a citizen like yourself. Waiting happen as Sierra Leone affects we all. And how it affects we? We all equal. Nobody no better pass the copy. You get PhD, you get O level, you get degree, you get masters. Every man entitled to one vote. So if they rig with election, they don't give everybody votes the same value. So we all get the right for that we stand up, for that we recover, we vote. Because we voted for pineapple, then give we cucumber.
Me, they're not giving that,
Well, you have to ask for what you deserve. But unfortunately for we, when people in the commot, they can't make this a samurai issue. I find them really, heart-rending. Because it is not about an individual. It's not about a political party. It is about the people of Sierra Leone. Now we get sovereignty. Now we get the country, all of us. Not to APC gets a law, not to SLPP gets a law, not to Samura gets a law, not to Madabio gets a law. Now we all get a law. In fact, Samura is a victim just like us. We all lost with vote. He could have been a beneficiary if he had won. But how he
No,
go win? They not
could
consider the vote.
he could have been allowed the legitimacy to lead.
Yeah,
But the beneficiary should have been the people.
the people. Yes,
The beneficiary of Julius Maada Bio's rule is the people. And they are not benefiting from it because
nothing,
he's not leading.
nothing.
He is running a private business.
And Emmy though say even Burkina Faso were involved.
Yeah, now, but RAF thing what they talk about.
Okay,
I know where she is
all
coming
right.
from.
Okay. This is why the Chinese is shamefully compensating us with rest. Well, rest I don't mean we sick. We not body them. We should then put rest in a ground, you don't know.
But that Juman, what's in my name, need Goas. A car with rest, he get diamond. If the Chinese then bring rest for where I don't know
But
what
I don't
is
know,
it.
they know we. They know we. We have our gods. We know our gods people. That is, now in that family them now we come now we they go.
Have a good night,
The mama
yeah.
go say where you go out with your how you dress, so then go look you and say let's our sport.
On a good night, yeah. We will meet up on Wednesday. Why is this thing refusing to come on board today? What's your problem, my friend?